Hi, I'm Belinda, and this is Worderilla Reads, where gentle magic, Jane Austen banter, and all the swoons control our TBR piles. Please enjoy these episodes in any order. I'm so glad you're here today. Hi, everybody. You'll never believe it, but this is the second time I'm recording this intro. I swear, one day I will conquer the technology that is podcasting. It's wild. You would think it'd be so easy. Just say words into a recording device and publish. All right, so this month I'm really excited. I have 2 updates before we jump into the topic, which is essentially that it is spring and spring means new books. Technically, every season means new books, but my TBR list is unreasonable. Some may even call it unhinged. And I'm going to give you a teaser of some of the books I'm excited for. And I would love to hear from you, either on Patreon, Instagram, or through my newsletter. What are some books that you are looking forward to? Which, speaking of, great segue, the Kickstarter for An Uncanny Bargain, the 3rd book in my Interconnected Hesitant Medium series, will launch May 12th. I'm very excited. The first draft is done. I'm about a third of the way through edits. I have a couple author friends alpha reading for me, sending me all the vibes and responses as they're reading the book. It's hitting every note. I love it. I'm so excited. Thank you, Monroe. And thank you, Becca, for taking the time to read my little story. So that's really exciting. I also have a number of in-person events. I'm currently on the wait list for the Columbus Book Festival, which is actually fine by me. I worked at the last 2 years. It's a huge event. We're talking like 40,000 people show up. Obviously, not everyone makes it through the Indie Author Alley tent, but it's in July, it's hot, it's outdoors, and I have never really gotten to walk around the festival because I have worked it both years. So I'm kind of thinking, even if the committee says, hey, a spot opened up, you're in, I might tell them, oh, give it to another author so they can have a chance, because I would really like to attend it as a reader. And also see how are other people coming to events and getting inspiration and looking at best practices and all that sort of thing. So that one is pending / I'm probably just going to attend it. In terms of other book fairs, I have 2 in May. One is the Grove City Book Festival. Is May 9th. Pretty excited about that. That's in connection with the Southwest Public Library and the Grove City community. And then also have the Newark Book Festival. These are all in Ohio, by the way. They're all in Central Ohio even, because I'm trying to stay a little bit closer to home and be available for things. So May 16th, I'm at the Newark Book Festival, so I'm coming back to that one. Hopefully I will have the 3rd book in my hands by then. We will see. But I will be accepting pre-orders if I don't have it yet. The other 2 events that I have are Romance Con, which is in Toledo, Ohio, November 7th. So that one's actually outside of Central Ohio. By then, I'm hoping with the Kickstarter, with the other events, I'll be really practiced at packing up and driving up to a place. And then the last event of the year is November 14th, and that is the Cozy and Bookish event in Miamisburg, Ohio. I love this event. They're actually expanding it this year, so there's 2 buildings you can go to full of authors and bookish vendors. So if you're anywhere in the Cincinnati, Dayton, I would say even Indianapolis, Toledo, maybe even Louisville, come on up, because it is an amazing event. And the ladies who put it on are just so cool. And anyway, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for it. Let's see. All right. So those are all my quick updates. Now let's get into the heart of the matter. It's spring. Well, it's trying to be spring where I am. We keep bouncing between degrees of like 80 degrees and 40 degrees. And when I say bounce, I mean 80 degrees Tuesday evening and then 42 degrees Wednesday morning. Or that might even be the high for Wednesday the whole day. It's wild. So I decided I just want to stay in my house and read all the time until the weather figures itself out. I have a number of books that I'm excited for. A couple of them have not released yet. I've been waiting for them to release, which is kind of new for me. I historically have not been a person to wait for a new book. I am more of a person to wait to see what people think about it. And this is my little hack. In my area, which Columbus, Ohio, we have an amazing library system. I think there was even a article that came out recently being this is April 2026. as you're listening to this, that Ohio has one of the largest library borrowing numbers in the nation, which I just find really endearing and just makes me happy to be an Ohioan. So my hack, as you are trying to get access to these new books as they come through the library system, I've noticed, at least with my library, everyone goes for the ebook. The wait list for an ebook, like the placehold list, 300 people sometimes. Now, I live pretty close to the actual building, and the actual building is fairly near some of the other locations I just need to get to for errands and stuff like that. So I've actually switched my model. I put a placehold on the print book as soon as it gets in, and I'm usually reading it like by the second day that the library has it. So if you notice that your wait list or the placehold list is really long in your library for a particular format, go and see if they have the other format. Request that one. You'll skip the line and you'll feel like a genius. One of the books I'm really excited for is called Everything in Color, A Love Story. This is by Stephanie Stalvey. This is actually a graphic memoir. And I'm really excited about this. I've been following her on Instagram. That's actually how I found her. Someone had posted one of her Instagram carousel posts. It was talking about like her restrictive evangelical upbringing and then how she was questioning it as she grew up as an adult. And it's just this really nice story, really, of her life and her processing, but it's just what she wanted her faith to be, how she traversed romance, having lived a conservative life while also questioning whether all the values aligned with how she truly believed. Anyway, and her artwork is beautiful. She does her art on iPad and like paper. Like she'll often have videos where she's doing line art and then she'll do like a watercolor wash. It's so inspiring. I love it so much. And I cannot wait for this book to come out because I think I might be able to relate to a fair number of the topics, even if I'm not like her particular religion or anything like that. A lot of her posts are really relatable just in terms of trying to figure out who you are after a big event happens in your life. The next is India Holton. She's an auto buy for me. And this is The Antiquarian's Object of Desire. This is also supposed to come out this month. I think I have both of these books pre-ordered through Barnes & Noble, by the way. I don't think I've ever done pre-orders before, but these two books I've been waiting for almost a year. There's nothing more delightful than receiving a package and being like, I don't remember ordering anything. And then it's a book, and it's the book that you've been like slobbering over, just like staring at in the internet, saying, when is it going to be in my hands? So The Antiquarian's Object of Desire, India Holton is amazing. She is take like a couple parts Douglas Adams in terms of like absurdity and then throw in like some Jane Austen romance and then she loves to turn tropes on their head. So this particular book is about, you know how there's the enemies to lovers? Well, this is supposed to be two history professors who are best friends who are actually forced to fake hate each other in order to protect their reputations. And as they are trying to maintain their professional statuses, they're also starting to realize, oh, I wish I was more than just their friend. Throw in some magical antiques because that's what their profession is. They go around, cataloging the magical antiques that you find across England. It's all very funny. I mean, just her books in general are so funny, and I cannot wait. I believe there's even supposed to be ghosts in this one, so it's right up my alley. If you read India Holton, or if you pick up An Antiquarian's Object of Desire, please do let me know, because I'm likely going to need people to geek out with. The Damsel is Not in Distress. This is by T. Harlow. This is another book. The title alone, I was like, well, now take my money. This Damsel is Not in Distress is the name of this book. I'm just going to read some of it. A magical castle, the woman who's to become queen, and her growing feelings for the bodyguard that just might ruin it all. She flees her kingdom, and then some idiot arrives to rescue her and gets her locked out of the tower that she was trying to get herself locked in. And then it's like, she just wants the key. And anyway, so she can survive disappearing doors, shifting rooms, mysterious secrets, but she is having the hardest time resisting this guard who actually makes her feel brave. So I'm really excited about this. I love the grumpy sunshine dynamic. Obviously the guard here, well, actually, I'm not sure which one's grumpy and which one's Sunshine. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. So I'm hoping she's the grumpy one, and that the guard is the sunshiny one who's like, nope, you're never getting rid of me. I'm here forever now, because that would just be delightful. I'm excited to read this book. Another book on my list is Death Meets Cute by Jay Penner. Now, Jay Penner wrote, let's see, I'm trying to remember, what did she write? Oh, The Fellowship of Bakers and Magic. And that book was so cute, so delightful. This book is actually a similar thing, throwing a trope on its head. The heroine wants to be bad, wants to be a villain, but after like doing a spell that like turns the world upside down, you would think she'd feel fulfilled. I did the thing. I ruined everything. But it's actually anticlimactic from what I can tell from the description. And so she decides to go off on her own villain's journey, I guess is how you could say it. So instead of a hero's journey, she's going on a villain's journey. And she was hoping to find someone to be her heavy, like her big bodyguard. An orc basically dies in her front yard. And again, orcs in Romantasy are not the guys you see in Lord of the Rings. These guys are more like muscly trolls that have really cute horns and fanged teeth or something. Anyway, she reanimates him thinking, oh great, I'm gonna have this orc to be my bodyguard, I'm gonna walk around like a villain. But when he comes back to life, she realizes, oh no, he's not a brooding warrior at all. He bakes and he's nice. And she's trying to be like the most wicked witch in town. So I cannot wait for this. This is going to be another one of those. I think she's the grumpy, he's the sunshine. She's trying to be a villain, but here's this like golden retriever dude who's like, oh, but I see the good in you. As you can tell, I like the absurd and I like cozy. Obviously, this list is going to be indicative of that. I think I have 2 more books I want to chat about. The next one is 4-Letter Words. This is by Thea Claire. Now, I read her first book, which, let's see if I can remember what her first book was. Oh, Go Find Less. Oh my gosh. I was so obsessed with this book. I had it as an ebook. I went and bought the print book because I want to highlight things. They're just the title alone, Go Find Less. The heroine in that book is just too much. She's too much for everybody except for the hero. He can handle her and he wants to and he likes it. So I'm really excited to see that Thea Claire has released a new book. This is called 4-Letter Words. So this is actually a best friend and single dad sort of romance thing. The heroine, she likes to stay busy. She lives in a glass cage of emotion. She protects her heart. But like then this handsome Scottish dude tilts her off balance and she's trying to tell herself everything's fine. Everything's fine. And then from his perspective, he has moved across the pond, right? He's moved to Texas basically to be closer to his daughter. And then it turns out that like that lady they had the one night stand for with is maybe the bartender of the town he moved to. But again, everything's fine. I like Thea Claire's books. They're first person and they're dual perspective. They are contemporary romance. There's a realness to the vulnerability and also to the walls that each character holds. It's a lot of work to make a relationship happen in real life. And there's just enough of that friction in Thea Claire's writing that is both gratifying without being frustrating. And so you can find a little bit of yourself or a little bit of your own relationship or past relationships, I think, as you're reading her books. And I just gobble her up. Last book, For the Love of the Quest. This is basically, so first off, I know the author. She is in my writers group. She actually asked me to do some character art for her. So I'm pretty excited to see her book. It's getting published by Penguin House, I think. Which is like really cool. This is a sapphic book, and it's supposed to be essentially this Lady Elizabeth darling is supposed to live a quiet life on her family's manor, but she wants to go on an unchaperoned quest to find Excalibur. And it's because she wants to honor her grandma's dying wish. Now, there's like another woman, she leads like the biggest gang in London. And this is like a kind of historical romance fantasy. So if you like Cat Sebastian, if you like Freya Marsk, then you'll probably enjoy this book. So our gang leader, it's like when Han Solo gets caught by Jabba the Hutt and he's like, Jabba, I'll get you the money. That's where Thomasin, she needs to get the money. Otherwise she'll lose like the protection of the police. Like she has to deal with the police, and that deal is going to go sour if she doesn't find a way to get a massive ransom. So I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be ridiculous and fun and funny with this totally naive, aristocratic woman who is off to find Excalibur in honor of her grandmother, and this gang leader who is trying to basically protect the chief of police, his wife, from blackmail so that the chief of police will continue to protect her gang. Now throw those two together and put them on a quest, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So those are the books that are top of mind for me that I'm really excited for. If you have any books that you think I should read, definitely let me know. My to be read list is an ocean deep. So, we're in it. We might as well add more to it, right? Anyway, I am once again so excited for the Kickstarter. I cannot wait to get an Uncanny Bargain into your hands. The absurdity that I have put into this book and the yearning. This is like the yearningest, most yearning hero I've ever written. I hope you enjoy it. So until next month, happy reading. I hope you are able to grab your favorite warm beverage, whether it's tea, coffee, whatever, cuddle under a blanket, read that book, refresh your soul, and I will chat with you next month. Worderella Reads is brought to you by Worderella.com. That's Cinderella, but with words. Thank you for listening today. You can find backlist episodes at worderella.com/podcast. You can get your free Cozy Fantasy ebook at worderella.com/news. And if you'd like to connect, you can find me on Instagram at Worderella. However you're listening and whenever you're listening, I'm glad you spent time with me. I'll see you in the next episode. Happy reading!